And we're back. All right. And picking up where I left off. Again, this is a video I'm doing for the Journal of Military Experience, Volume 2. Talking about some of the artwork that I created for this on behalf of Travis Martin. He asked me if I would do the artwork for the stories for the book. So I agreed to do it. I've done this all pro bono for no charge. Sometimes we have to do things in life to really that has meaning, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I believe in what Travis is doing and the JME and all the people that are involved in it. And we need to educate the people here in America, and we also need to give a voice to our men and women that have served honorably. So anyway, the next story is Not Our Day to Die. And this was done by Lieutenant Pertful S. Dillon. I think that's how you say it. First Lieutenant Pertful S. Dillon. Okay? And basically it was talking about how they went on this mission, and they were in the back of I believe it was one of the helicopters. And they had I'm trying to think of what you call them. Well, anyway, I can't think of the name of it. Not a Hummer. I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, so the piece I did for that is this. And this is what I'm trying to think of, and I cannot for the life of me think of the name of it. But this was in the back of the helicopter that they were in when they were heading in. They received fire while they were coming in, and fortunately no one was hit, but apparently this vehicle here took several brunts of shots that should have hit those guys, and because this was in the way, it was embedded and impacted into the vehicle instead of our soldiers. So that is the piece that I did for that, which is them loading it up onto the helicopter. That vehicle right there saved their lives, and so it's a great piece for that. It's kind of, I've done so many stories, it's hard for me to remember everything, and I don't have time to sit and read, stories, and I don't want to go through the give away too much, so I'm just giving a synopsis on everything as best I can. The next story that I did was What the News Didn't Tell You, and it's by Tracy Earls Bryan. And this was a heartwarming story, and it's basically this female soldier. She basically talks about how their unit and the people what they were involved with was educating the young, I believe it was Afghanistan children, men and women, young boys and girls, and educating them and giving them the tools to understand and learn English, to learn to read. Some of them had never read or anything like that. So the piece that I wanted to do for that was really kind of a heartfelt type. I've got a little Afghanistan girl sitting down here, and then I've got a soldier reading to her, and that's the piece that we did for that. I thought it was really touching. You don't hear about the good that our men and women do while they're over there. You're quick to hear about everything that happens that's bad. The media gets hold of it, snap, 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 boom. There's all over the news everywhere. But when you hear about the good, how often do you hear about the good stuff that happens? And that's one of the reasons why I support what Travis is doing through the University of Kentucky and himself through his organization, Journal of Military Experience, and why I do what I do through my organization, Harris Fallen Studios. We have to tell these stories that people don't hear. And, who better to get it from than the actual people who lived it or saw it or dealt with it. Now, the next piece I did, this was a last-minute piece. Travis kind of threw it in on me on a curve and said, really need you to do this one for a mom. Well, how am I going to say no to that? Basically, the title of the story is The Battlefield, and it's by Jonathan Ray. Well, Jonathan was killed not long after he done this story. Um, which was, his mother was a little upset. I believe she submitted it on his behalf. I'm not sure about that, but I think that's what she did. Um, and he basically, the battlefield that he's talking about is that they were there, they needed something to do, and this one day they were playing flag football, and basically at the end of the story, I'm not going to go into all the details, but at the end of the story, he makes a statement. He says, on that day, on that battlefield, I was Peyton Manning. So that's what stuck out to me. So the piece I did is, this is Jonathan Ray, who was killed, and then this is a picture of Peyton Manning in the background. And it says, now this is the actual artwork. I've added some text to it that's actually going to be in the book. But it says, rest in peace, Jonathan Ray. And then it says, on that day, you were Peyton Manning. So that was in honor of this young man who lost his life shortly after he wrote this story. So, like I said, some of these are a little bit more than others. The next one is by Andreas, and forgive me if I get these names wrong, Sandoval, and it says, an excerpt from my adventure in Iraq, 2003. Now this story was funny. Basically, she was bored stiff, even though she was fighting and stuff, and she needed something for sanity, and she was wanting pieces of home, so she was looking all over the internet for a bike. Well, she had to be under $100. Well, she finally found one. It got delivered to where they were at. Then all the other guys decided, hey, we want to ride the other bike. She said, oh, what can it hurt? Well, what can it hurt? They wound up, well, I'm not going to give away the story, but let's just put it this way. You'll see this picture of a soldier riding the bike. Well, look at the state of the bike. Let's just say that's what happened to the bike after the guys got done with it. But she did say in the story that they had a lot of fun that day. Now, this piece here is really the only cartoony-looking one I did. It's kind of very cartoony. I wanted to have some fun with it. A little bit different from the others that I've done. So, well, now, we've got one more, we've got a couple of more stories. Or is it one more? Actually, it's one more story. And this story is called Boozer. Now, it's not what you think. It's not about a guy boozing it up. This was a guy's nickname. And Boozer, he liked to think. And he liked to do, think he could do some kind of back-end stuff, you know what I mean? I'm not going to give the story away, but Boozer was by R. Henry Combs, I'm sorry, C-O-M-B-S. And he basically tells about this friend who, he was a typical Marine, I mean, big, burly guy, bigger than most guys. And people were kind of scared of him. And so Boozer came up with this plan. And the plan that he had was, let's just say it's not something you really should do. But he talked to his buddy into going with him. And it all pans out in the end. You'll find out what the story's out. But this is the piece that I did for it. And basically it involves a car, I will tell you that much. This is Boozer down here when he's waiting outside for Henry to show up. But as you can see, he's a big man, bigger than the guards over here that are standing up. Well, that's pretty much all the sketches that I did for the Journal of Military Experience, Volume 2. I had a lot of fun doing it. I really appreciate Travis asking me to do it, and I was honored to do them. I hope that all of the people that submitted their stories, all of the writers, poets, I hope that they like what I did as far as my visual interpretations of their stories. Like I said, I tried to pick. So there were so many different things in each one of the stories that you could pull out, and I could only do. I just didn't have time to do more than one drawing per story, even though I started out with two for the first one. But I saw quickly that I just couldn't do it. So uh, it was real hard trying to pick a specific thing out of that story and get it out. So I had to take the most relevant thing that hit me in the face to me as a reader of their stories and then try to capture it visually. As an artist, we do that. And, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. It takes 1,000 words to describe a scene or a scenario, whereas a drawing can capture it in one fell swoop, but it takes over thousands of lines to create that image. Both writers and artists are creative people that's their form of expression. So for me to be able to pick up on what they're saying and then do a visual story and try to capture the whole their whole story in one piece of art is challenging. I think I did pretty well. I hope I did, and I hope they think I did. But other than that, it was an experience I will long not forget. I'm going to be attending the JME Art Symposium in July, 5th through the 7th. I'm looking forward to that, meeting a lot of these people that I spoke to, did their stories, other individuals, meeting Mr. Martin, Jenny Bell from, who's coming in from Italy. It's going to be a great time. I'm going to be teaching a workshop on comic book art, storyboard layout, and stuff like that for anyone that's interested. Also, I'm going to have some of our books there, Untold Stories from Iraq and Afghanistan, Volume 1, that we're going to have for sale. We're going to have some of our T-shirts, prints, a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm looking forward to a good time. I hope that everyone enjoyed what we did, what we have put forth in Journal of Military Experience Volume 2. I look forward to helping again with Volume 3. I'm pretty sure Travis will have me back on that. At least he's already asked me anyway. I've kind of told him I'll let him know. But it has been fun. It's been a challenge. And anything I can do for our troops, for our men and women that serve, and for the sacrifices that they have given for us to keep our freedoms and our country safe, I will do. If anyone would like to visit what we do, if you will go to www.heroesfallenstudiosinc.org. That's heroesfallenstudiosinc.org. You can visit our website. You can order our book. You can order a print. You can order T-shirts. We've got a whole lot of stuff going on the website. And we've got apparently Valerie Finnegan, one of our supporters, and she's also a writer for one of our stories. But she has took it upon herself to actually do a fundraiser on our behalf to help us raise funds benefiting us for Volume 2 of Untold Stories from Iraq and Afghanistan. And they're going to do a climb. They're going to climb Mountain Peak, Mount Bora, which is located in Idaho. It's 12,668 feet. So you can check that out on there's information on our website, on our Facebook page. I'm on Facebook as well. You can find me on Facebook. My name is Clayton Murwin. You can also find, or The Hero Maker. We have a group on there called Untold Stories from Iraq and Afghanistan. We've got a Facebook page. So everything's good. So it's been fun. You all have a great day. Remember, always say thank you to our troops. Never let them be forgotten, especially all of our fallen heroes and all those that have sacrificed, and all of our wounded warriors, and all of the men and women that come back that suffer from PTSD, traumatic brain injury, whatever. We need to keep them, their families, and their friends in our prayers. God bless. Thank you very much, and you all have a good day. All right? Hero Maker out.